Yo, Lee Oliver, what's up, bro? It's me, DDP. That's right, brother. Diamond Dallas Page, the king of bada bing, the master of the diamond cutter. The three-time world champion. Now, Lee, I know that you know that I didn't pull this 10 pounds of gold. I didn't pull this heavyweight championship title out of a box of effing Cracker Jacks. Man. I'd put the work in, just like I did to get my WWE Hall of Fame ring. Inside the ring is inscribed, work ethic equals dreams, exclamation point, DDP. Just like I had to put the work and the money in to DDP Yoga. Bro, I was $548,000 in before I made a dime. We were an 8-year overnight success. It took 8 years before I made a dime. And these last 8 years have been amazing. Changing the world on a whole different level. But it's all about putting the work in. So I see that you gave this to yourself because of nostalgia, man. So I wanted to give that wrestling feel in the beginning. Now look, let's talk straight shit. For starters, I got my girl Paige here because I know she suffers from migraines. So baby, he's in the UK. Mm-hmm. This is Paige, by the way, okay?
Hi.
So if we ever get married, her name will be Paige. Paige. P-A-Y-G-E. All right, so tell him what do you use? Getting the shot here.
Oh.
What do you use?
I use sumatriptan. So
Say it again.
Sumatriptan.
How you spell that? Any idea?
Sumatriptin, I think.
Okay, so now you see why I didn't even try to do this part. I saw she came down because we got dinner in 10 minutes. And I was like, hold on, because I wasn't going to do, I've got like 11 cameos today. So I wasn't going to do yours right then because I was actually texting her, what was the migraines thing? And she walked in and she goes, dinner in 10 minutes. I go, hey, stick here. I got this guy named Lee. He wants some advice. So there's your migraine advice. I don't know after that, bro, but I've used it when I've gotten bad headaches, didn't have migraines, but boom, it was gone. So you got nostalgia, huh, bro? You know, watching the old Monday Night Wars. Man, great time of my life, bro. It was, you know, when you really think about, I just said earlier, it took me 8 years before DDP Yoga took off. 8. It took 8 years in wrestling. Probably about 6 years before anybody knew who I was. But it took 8 years to get over, you know, to get to the main event. So I became a household name over that period. And it was the best time for it to happen. I tried wrestling when I was 23. It didn't work out for me. And then I was in the nightclub business, and that blew up for me. So I got caught in the booze, the broads, and the party. It was a lot of fun. I was Diamond Dallas Page back then. And that's where Diamond Dallas Page was born, in the nightclub business. But I started in 88. I made my first video in 87 and sent it to the AWA and got picked up as a manager. And then I worked Florida Championship Wrestling with this guy. That was 34 years ago. With the only Tower Power, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. Get funky like a monkey with DDP in public, if you will. Yeah, I got a lot of nostalgia with him, man. A lot of nostalgia with him. Without Dusty Rhodes, there is no Diamond Dallas Page. Without Jake Snake Roberts, there's no 3-time world champion. And without the two of those brothers, I don't ever go in the Hall of Fame. But they helped me, they guided me, and it paid off on so many different levels. So that's my piece of nostalgia from that time, living with Jake and doing, you know, just spending all the time, you know, working on psychology and everything that we had to do. Like when I tore my rotator cuff, actually it was I was 36. I want to say that was in 90, yeah, I want to say it was like 91. Tore my rotator cuff and they let me go. I started wrestling. I shifted over to wrestling in 90. I was 35 and a half. In 91, I tore my rotator cuff And Jake and I had already, I met Jake in my big ass nightclub I had in Fort Myers, Florida. And then he came into WCW and, we bonded immediately. And me and Kevin Nash were tag teaming at the time. And we became like Jake's gophers. We just wanted to learn from the master. And it was amazing. And then I tore my rotator cuff and they let me go. And Jake called me like 2 weeks later just to see how I was doing. And he had just split up with his old lady. So him and I started talking, and I said, hold on a minute, man. I walked in the next room. I talked to my wife at the time, Kimberly, and I said, can Jake move in with us for a couple weeks? She said, sure. It turned into 3 months until he lost a black cobra inside my house. That's a whole nother story. If you want to hear it, I told it amazingly on my Hall of Fame speech in 2017. I'm the first one out of the box, and it was the best thing I've ever done. But that story, losing the snake, I had never told it without dropping at least 5 F-bombs, at least. And now I can't use any of them. And God, I thought, how am I going to tell this? And the way I told it was priceless. It was a lot of fun. But Jake never, even though my Kimberly kicked him out of the house, he never stopped working with me. He never stopped helping me. And that's why when it came time that he really wanted to try my program, it was important for me to help him for everything he had done for me. So, bottom line is, if I don't know if you're in the UK, Amazon Prime has Resurrection Jake Snake, but they might not have it over there in the UK. I'm not sure. We will be releasing a new movie called Relentless. It's my journey from blowing my back out and them telling me my career's over in 1999 to where we are today, which is over 20 years later. It's super, super inspirational. That's the kind of stuff, like one of the things you're asking for advice, see, I'm going to read exactly what you wrote. Hey man, huge fan, 32, watching the show, and nostalgia definitely kicking in because of what you do and helping people do. And do you have any advice? We suffer migraines. So I got Paige in there for that. But this right here is my latest book. I'm pretty sure, it's on Amazon Prime for like $16. Don't get the voice copy because I only do the introduction because I couldn't read it with the inflection that I wanted to with my ADD and dyslexia. It would have taken me 2 months to probably do the vocal book. Bottom line is, get it and read it and highlight it. Because the art of owning it, Positively Unstoppable, the art of owning it is all about just that, owning your mindset. And, it'll help you from A to Z. Another thing I want to give you for doing this for yourself, which is pretty cool, I've had a few of those, is start to, if you just will email Robert@ddpyoga.com. That's ROBERT, Robert at ddpyoga.com, and say, DDP said you give me 30 free days on the app, he'll hook you up. So now you got no excuse because I know you know what I'm doing. I'm changing the world. You just said it right there. Be a part of it, bro. And now it don't cost you anything to try. So here you go, bro. That's my advice, Lee. You're standing tall. You're looking good. You ought to be in Hollywood, brother. Now do your DDPY or else. Bang! Monkey. Have a great day, Lee.